July 19th, 2024. How's it going, guys? Well, we've got another video for you. What we're going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about metaphysics today. And we're going to talk about energies, and we've had a lot of stuff going on. I haven't talked in about the last 3 weeks about anything about metaphysics, but we're going to get back into that a little bit more. And we're going to discuss something about the Reiki energy, and we're going to talk about cult groups and witchcraft groups and church groups like Unity, Church of the Resurrection. We're going to talk about neo-Nazi groups here in Kansas City because they run a big part of some of the witchcraft stuff here. Now, a while back, I went to a couple psychic fairs here and talked to a couple different ladies that actually are top of their game. And they actually have the energy. I listen to EE Arts and not affiliated with any YouTube channel whatsoever. But not everybody is on the same level as everybody else. Some people develop more than others, but some have different DNA, which gives them other abilities. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit because out of these two ladies, now I believe this one lady, the one that goes down there by the mines all the time, I think she's either Yugoslav or Czechoslovakian, okay? And it always amazes me that this energy, like the Ren's bunch, there are a whole bunch of them that are into that with the Reiki, but they're all hidden groups, and they all want everybody in a certain group. Don't like that. I don't like groups. Nothing wrong with groups. I used to go dance with different groups all the time, but don't like to be controlled about anything. And there's a lot of them that want to control everything. And then there's Tay, the Lion Queen. Oh, she's got the DNA. She's definitely got the DNA because, I don't know if you guys if you're new to my channel, but actually I sat and talked to her for I think it was about 20 minutes. And just being around her, that night I had a vision, actually, about this lady. I've always wondered about the Mayans and how all this took place. And it was extraterrestrial. It definitely was. And there's a story that I did, and I'll do again here down the line talking about this. But just sitting by this lady, and my DNA and its DNA interacted to be able to open more doors. And it makes you wonder, if all of us like that, certain ones that have this ability work together, what information could we open? Now, I'm not talking about witchcraft getting in their group, holding their hands and rocking back and forth and trying to bring up Satan itself or a demon or something else. And there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. But like I say, I want to talk about this for a few minutes because when you go through your Reiki deal. Now, I've never been through that. I've read all the books. I've studied all the stuff. But I never wanted to really be interconnected like that. And, then you got these groups, these witchcraft groups, we have the ones that go up and down, some that boom. It's not all just about drugs. Now, some of them are hooked into the drugs. Some of the witchcraft deals are hooked in, basically. I mean, it goes far here in Kansas City, but they're hooked into intertwined with all that. But a while back, okay. Now I want to make a statement here first, okay, because people get wigged out about other different things, and we're going to talk about there's all different kinds of religions out there. Certain religions don't like other religions, it's just like, and it's just a mess. All these religions, I don't like to really follow anything. I like to believe that basically, I know that I came from out there. I consider myself a starseed. And like I say, a lot of them have other things, but it's all about controlling issues and things here on this planet. But getting on with this, some of the witchcraft, when they don't join, they do stupid, crazy things. They'll boom like they do, go by your house and boom, try to harass you. They'll cut you off in front of you. Now, I wouldn't have actually known this, but there was another witchcraft lady that lived over on the Kansas side that they did this to, and she talked about it. That's the only reason I know about it. But one day they were booming here, and sometimes it can get irritating, But what they don't realize is they're the ones going up and down like a duck gallery, like in a shooting gallery. They don't live here. They need to think about that. So, one day, it was in the afternoon. I think I lay down for about a half hour and mowed all the grass stuff, take a nap. And I got woke up by this booming. But I wasn't too happy about getting woke up. I wasn't too happy about that at all. But, guess what? There was a light beam that appeared. Now, what did this light beam look like? It looked like almost kind of like a snake, but it had lightning in it. Different colors of lightning bouncing through it. Okay. So, we're going to talk about Taylor here, the lion queen. Talk to her about this. And she, sometimes you get things from people when they don't even have to tell you anything. And when when I told her about this, I'd also showed her some other things about images I'd seen, basically of what they call light language that I'd written out. And some of the stuff that I'd written out, she thought basically was amazing. Some of the stuff she couldn't get over, how I had documented and wrote it all down. But when she said that, basically she said to me, she she couldn't understand how that would happen. It's like, well, she started to say, well, it's like us. Well, I'm not like in a group. I'm not with them. But there are other people here that are different levels and different DNA. Okay? Now let me get into this for a second. There is a group up north that goes up to Camp Gaia. It's like a neo-Nazi bunch. I wouldn't have known about that either, but there was a German gentleman that used to go down here to Aquarius, and he talked about it. There was a gentleman by the name, I'll just give his first name, Stinson, and he ran the whole show. He actually got into it with the other guy, and they got into it, and they separated ways. But I got thinking about this, but his group that they have up there every year, they consider themselves lightning. Well, this light being, okay, looks something kind of like that. First, it appeared through a portal of bright light, like basically an angel. You can interpret it like that. And then it entered into me actually from the back of my spine. Now, you can go in and look at the Reiki stuff and all that and everything, but I've never had anything, like I say, basically where I've been in any of the groups like that or anything. And we're going to get into something more detailed about the good, the evil, okay? And what some of them want to, worship. I consider these extraterrestrials. I consider them interdimensional beings. Now, these other groups like this, some worship the Satan deal. They worship that. Okay? So, I want to show this. I have a couple things here. But I didn't tell Taylor one thing. One thing she didn't know. And that's where we're going to go from there. There's good angels, bad. As Paul Bigley would say in his YouTube, there's good angels and there's fallen angels. Okay? But there's good angels. And there's good angels that fight. I mean, they have to fight the bad ones, right? I would think so anyway. So, when this entered me, I seen one symbol, and it was a C backwards with a line above it. And I thought, what does that mean? What does that mean? A C backwards with a line above it. Now, Latin, the C being backwards is what I found through this. It means I am with, or with, like on a prescription, like when they write something like that. But I found a photo a while back, too, of a lady that was practicing Satanism. Now, hers was different. She had still with, but that line was on bottom. Now, she had this on her neck, tattooed on her neck. And I want to show this. She had a circle with a C with a line underneath. And then she had 666 underneath that. Yeah. I wish I could show it, but I'm sure there'd be a copyright infringement on it, so I can't do that. But I wanted to get that out there. So the fight between good and evil, is what it's all about. Now, is that the same as light and darkness? Not really. Now, that's another thing we get into. Now, okay, I'm going to make an example, a real simple example. If I got this hammer and I got this screwdriver, they're tools. They can be used for different things. I can't hammer something in with this sledge with this screwdriver. And I sure can't screw that screw in with this hammer. So they're tools, right? This isn't, light and dark, basically, or what I should say, good and evil. It's just a tool, okay? So say if this was light and this was dark, but it was being used for good purposes, it'd be the same now, wouldn't it? Now, if I grab this selenite, okay, clears all negativity out. But the smoky quartz here I got, it'll do the same thing. So is it evil just because it's dark? Just because this would be white, you would think it being evil, would you? Neither one's evil. They're both tools. Both tools that can be used for good. But I wanted to show that too. But this thing here, I'd like to talk to EE Arts. Because I think they would be the only ones, or that Mark Bajerski would be the only one. Though they would be the only two that you could actually get the truth out of about this. Because for this to actually come, and like I said, it looked like an angel, like a portal. Now, another thing we're going to talk about, they say, oh, something bad entered you. No, I basically wand myself all the time. I sage myself just like EE Arts and Mark Bajerski does. No. But then, we're going to talk about that for a second. One time I was at Aquarius, and they were having a meetup group. It was like a witchcraft meetup group. And they got in a big argument. And what did they get in an argument about? Some of the Germans, they really get going. Lots of them are Germans, and they really get going on stuff. But this argument had to do with entities entering into them. Now, what am I going to talk about? Let's talk about just talk about a church group. Let's see if I can find it here. I haven't lost it. I might have lost it, guys. But the Pentecostal. Okay, let me see here. Okay, it's Pentecostal, charismatic Christians, paganism, shamanism, Japan's godlike association. They all practice that basically. Pentecostals believe in speaking in tongues is a sign that the Holy Spirit has filled the person after they have been baptized and accepted Jesus Christ. What if these groups haven't accepted Jesus Christ? Well, then they're all bad. It depends on which religion. Is it witchcraft? Is it something else? This only dates back, and it also says that the baptism with the Holy Spirit on dates only dates back to the 1900s. It says here on the Pentecostal. That ain't very far back. So where does that go from there? I don't know. But I wanted to get that out there. Anybody, because there's too many bad groups lying. And then this lady, like I say, this Taylor, the Lion Queen, she was, like I say, she was a nice lady I talked to and stuff. But they also contract out to other different groups. Just like I've told you that on witchcraft groups, there's freelancers that do different things. And like if they don't have a high priest or a high priestess, they'll pay somebody to come in when they do their circles and stuff. But it all comes back, to me, in my opinion, extraterrestrial and interdimensional beings. And there's good ones and there's bad ones. Just like out here on this planet, on the humans and the rest. And I really, really believe that. Now, I'll leave this real quick for one more note. We're going to talk about Reiki. We're going to talk about yoga a little bit here, but we're going to talk about where you see the Soham, most people would pronounce it. It says, basically, it's translated Spirit I Am. Now, if you're a spirit, then you'd be almost like a light being now, wouldn't you? If you're true. And I mean, I guess that's a whole nother matter in itself. I'm going to show something, and I'm going to show now some of the witchcraft ones would probably call this maybe an elemental. But I actually, in a church part, would call this angels. But I basically was going down to the bottom of the hill and of my driveway, and I needed to take a couple pictures because some of these people over here get way out of hand. But actually, this thing went in front of me at first. These two spirits. They wanted me to go down there actually and take these photos. So the fight between good and evil is always going on here. But I'm gonna show that. Now this is in a 1 second frame. Okay, guys? And they appear just as basically objects of white light. And I'm going to show that. But if the ones that are evil out there and doing bad things don't think that they're not going to have to answer, they're definitely going to have to answer. Now, ERs probably would disagree with that. They just figure they just get recycled, but I don't think so. That's my opinion. I think that things will have to be answered for. And there are a lot of, you could say, angels, light beings, or whatever, watching in this battle between good and evil. So hold on, guys. Okay, guys. Now what I'm going to show, now this is a glare right here. Okay, guys. This isn't it. This is two, whatever you want to call them. If you want to call them angels, what they would call, like I said, the witchcraft bunch, elementals. And I'm going to show that. And it's in a 1 second frame. Let's see, I'm going to click on this. I'll watch you how quick this is. You see how quick that was? Well, I caught it. Yeah, I caught it. But there's no cars going up and down the street. There's nothing I did inside the vehicle before I got out even of this. And I even went back and seen how many seconds. There was about 7 seconds elapsed before I opened the door. So there was nothing in the vehicle. But these two light reflections here are more than what you think. They're spirits or some kind of light entities. I wanted to show that real quick, guys. So I'll slow this down a little bit, see if I can go back, and I want to show it one more time here. But the grass over here on this side of the house here got almost 2 feet tall. And sometimes you get nudges from things like, I guess what EE Arts would call your guides. Let's see, make sure I got this. There it was. It just went, it's on, pops up at 37 seconds, 36. Oh, hold on, guys. Okay, there it is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and advance this to after I got out of the vehicle. I'm going to wait here for a few seconds here. And I'm going to go down here. I'm going to take a picture of that grass over here. And like I say, if people don't believe that there isn't, things watching over you, whether you want to call them angels or whatever else and stuff. And I'm going to go right down here, right in that same spot. And it was down there before I got down there. Same spot, same area. Now hold on, guys. And there it is right there, 2 of them. Okay, guys, I'm back. And the main reason I brought this up is because there is a major catastrophe coming. And when I talked to this Taylor Lion Queen, I mean, she acknowledged, basically, she has told me, she said, you do know that, I said, yeah, I know. But I want everybody else to know. And it's just something to be aware of. And I don't know what else can be said about it. But time's getting short, guys, out there. And I wanted to get that out there. And if you are doing bad things, it's never too late to change. But get that out there to you guys. And keep your eyes open. And have a good one out there.